So this is going to be available after people want the copy of the, and we can put it in the event?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, there's Gwen. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, good morning. How's Gwen?
Good, good, good. Oh my gosh, you guys are really loud.
Good. We'll wake you up. We've got 7 on. 2 are hiding.
New Zealand time, isn't it?
Yeah. More coming.
Gwen, you look like you're in Austria too, the way you're dressed.
Yeah, it's really cold here. It's Christchurch summer. Awesome. What else is possible here?
4 seasons in one day, from what I know. Yeah.
How's everybody?
Thunder and lightning last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's meant to be summer.
Yep. You have to name New Zealand Vivaldi. 4 seasons.
Yeah. Definitely. Hi, Gabriele. You switched off. I secretly see you.
No, he's just turned off his video. So we're recording now, by the way, so we can go.
Okay. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Gabby. Welcome, Greg. All the way from, most of you actually don't realise that although Greg is speaking very Kiwi, Greg is actually based in Austria with Gabby, and they have been creating some amazing things over there, and we look forward to you sharing everything about what you do and what you've created so far, and also about the topic that we've chosen for tonight's Zoom, which is how to choose. So how exciting is that? And tell us all about it. Tell us, what I would really like to know is more about what you actually do in Alchemy of the Body. That's one of my big questions. And anybody else, if you've got questions, type them in the chat, raise your hand, and we will endeavour to ask them as we go.
Cool. So, Miss Gabby, do you want to talk first or shall I?
You do.
Oh, okay. I want to talk first. Okay. So, really, with the alchemy of the body, it's, you know, how can I describe it? It's a space that you create, and it's a space that we be, where we invite the body to let go. It's not where we force the body to do anything. It's not where we judge the arse out of ourselves saying, this needs to change. It's kind of, wow, okay, so I'm dealing with something, or the body is dealing with something. Okay, how can I help? It's really the short form of it. I mean, it's when I first met Gabi in Costa Rica, and she invited me back to Vienna to teach what it is I be. I had to go and ask people, so what the fuck? What is it I teach here? What is it I be? And they said, so all the people in the class in Costa Rica that I'd massage, I says, so tell me, why is it that you're willing to pay $300 to get me to massage you when you can get it from that guy over there for $100? What's the difference? And all of them said, there's a space you create that lets my body let go. And so it was, okay, so I had to then work out what the fuck this space was. And from that, I went to Vienna, and Gabi had created a class there, 100 people. And on the first day, one of these people comes to me and says, so what are you going to teach us? And I had no friggin' idea. And I just said, you just have to ask me a question because I don't know what I'm going to tell you. But during that class, I'm trying to work out how to tell people about this space. And I couldn't. So the voices in my head said, just show them it. And so it was like, okay. So I stood on the stage and all sat there, I can't remember now. And I just said, so I can't do anything more than just let you feel the space that I'm talking about. And I sat there still and just became that space. And it was really amazing. Most of the people in the classroom or the hall suddenly started to go, and you could see tears forming in the face. And the eyes started to leak. And it was like, wow, okay, so this is the space. And what the fuck's that? I mean, this is all access to, the space, this room, this whatever. But if you've ever held a brand new baby and looked in your eyes, it's that same sense, it's the same peacefulness that you get when you do that, when you hold this new baby. And your whole being just opens up and lets go. And this is what we remind you of in the classes.
Yeah, and it's always hard to describe the space. It's so much easier to feel it. And yesterday we were invited to a radio station, and we did an interview with them. And Greg was also asked about that space, and again he struggled to find words for it. But then he became that space. And the two hosts there, one of them, a woman, she already had a near-death experience. She started to cry, twice, yeah. And she started to cry immediately. And the other guy was like, yeah. And then he played a song and said, did you notice that there was this energy that now went out into the world through the radio? And so both could feel it immediately. And so this is, I think, what happens in class. People get to feel that space and then become it. And this is a place in that space where you choose something and where healing begins in all areas of life.
So Gabby and Greg, can I ask a question? So you started to talk about the space and the body. So is this just about the body?
It's about everything. It's about who you really are. And when we define ourselves as our body, which is bullshit, because we keep redefining our body based on our judgments and our conclusions about who we are and who we should be and how we're supposed to look. But we're more than our body. We're this infinite being, this energy that's beyond the edges of our body. And it's being all of that. And I mean, being of Maori descent and Irish and everything else, there's the knowing about who we really are. And it's all of that. It's all four walls of our whare have to be in balance to keep the roof on. And all of it, we have our physical, we have our emotional, we have our spiritual, and the mental. But it's like when we just acknowledge that we're this energy, this being, and then we can change our bodies, and our bodies will change. And so, but the body is not just something to get us from A to B and to enjoy sex. The body is this thing that we create all the time. And it will work for us and function for us. The mind is a useful tool. It's not a good master, but when we learn to use the tool so that we can use our mind to change our body, to create the pictures of what we want to be, to create our universe, our life even. It can be an incredible thing. when we tap into all of us, our energy, who we are, and what we are. It's full of it.
And it's like this space when you look at your financial situation, when you look at your relationships, when you function from that space, which means this is a peaceful space, a joyful space. When you function from that, you can create everything. You don't have a problem anymore. You don't get like pissed all the time with everything. It's just, for me, it's a peaceful state from where I can create.
Yeah, and we are. This is the place. I mean, you know me, Louisa. You know what my past was like. Everything was a struggle. Everything was a hardship. Was always, no, I don't have enough money to do that, or blah blah blah. Everything's just too tough, or I just have enough to get by. And when I stepped out of that shit and into a different space, things started to create. And, there's a joy. It's not this ha 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 laughter joy, but there's this joy of peace that just infuses me and everything around me. And it's really cool. Sure, I still get pissed with shit. Sure, I'm still dealing with my crap. But, it makes the journey more fun and more pleasurable. For the first time in my life, I can walk into a shop and go, oh, I have that, please, without looking at the price tag.
And it's also that, I don't know, it's like that knowing inside that you are the creator of your life. There's no blaming others anymore. There's no feeling guilty. There is no doubt. If things don't work out as I thought, it's like, interesting. So, what next, right?
Yeah.
And this is such a different state of mind, such a different way of being. And for me, it's like, this is what I want. So.
Yeah.
It depends what you want, right? You can have drama also. I mean, it's just a choice.
So you mean you don't take anything so seriously anymore?
No.
Gabriele doesn't. Sometimes I still let my feelings get hurt.
Yeah. Choices. Yeah.
So how do you get into that space? How do you get in that space where you just you don't take things seriously? What do you do?
Choose. Really, it's a choice. I see so many people that don't like that. They don't like to be peaceful. They really love their drama and their adventures and the pissed offness, whatever. They love it. So why not? It's really, you first have to know what you want. Really get clear about what you want and be honest with you. And for me, it was like, I'm like a person, I love to stay at home. I love to write and to read and I want my peace. I want to be joyful and peaceful. That's me. But not everybody else has to be like that. But it's cool to know that you can choose that. But first of all, you have to really know what you want.
For me, I like the opposite. I do like my space. I do like to sit still and watch the snowfall. But they also like to travel and meet new people. So between us, we get it all covered.
So tell me, see, if you have all this space and this joy, don't you guys get bored? Are you not missing the kind of drama and stuff like that?
See, I told you, Greg. Gwen loves the drama.
She's French. She's French. I told her that 4 years ago now. She was so pissed with me. She wanted to kill me in class.
Me? Yeah, I wanted to chop your head off. Away with his head.
Well, life is not boring for me. Yesterday, a facilitator friend called me up emergency-wise and said, "What is that? I'm doing classes now, the same classes I facilitate all the time, and suddenly I'm bored. I don't want to do it. It's hardship to facilitate it." And I said, "So what else is possible? Like what is there already that you're not acknowledging? So what other possibilities are already in you, and you just function from autopilot and don't allow that to come up? And that was right on the spot, because this person had so much more knowledge already, and like her mind and her being went in so many different directions, but she was stuck in the classes that she has created and kept on telling the old stories again. And it was like, I'm saying that, but it's not true anymore for me. Right? So you don't get bored when you just keep on expanding and be curious and learn new stuff and realize new stuff. So I don't think that's boring, even if it's peaceful.
For me, boring is a choice. To be bored is a choice. I mean, watch children. No, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. We'll go outside and play. Suddenly they're not bored. We just forget that as adults. Or big people. I refuse to grow up. So, but it's,
so you mean, guys, you always play? You spend your time playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
No
work.
way.
I don't work.
You can't have that.
Yeah, but what is play? Yeah. So many people talk about play and they think about, I don't know, playing chess or playing tennis or, doing actively something or being all happy and excited about it. For me, play is really being curious and don't take things too serious. Don't make things significant. If this is not working, I do that. This is play for me. Yeah.
This is all about choosing.
Yeah. Joey, playing makes it sound like it's a bad thing. Yeah, because we were told first you have to work and you have to eat your lunch and then you're allowed to play.
Yeah. Yep. At school, you weren't allowed to play until you'd eaten your lunch. And in some schools, you had to prove it to the teacher first that you'd eaten your lunch before you're allowed to play.
Yeah. But playing is how you create. If you stop playing, you're not creating anymore. Then you're stuck on that track or in this autopilot. So playing really is creating. And kids, when they really play, so when they're in their own world, when they're imagining stuff, when they're playing roles, when they're interacting while originally playing, there is no competition, there is no fight, there's peace.
Did you read what Joey just wrote? He said, in my culture and family too, if you laugh too much, you will certainly cry. Yep. That's not just your culture, my friend. It's all over the world. You want to see people here in Austria and Germany when you're not allowed. It's flatlined. So you don't get too excited. But yeah.
Greg, I've seen you invite people to choose, because some people are at a point where they have made choice so impossible to reach out to that they're at a point where they just don't even know. But I've seen you open up that space for people where all of a sudden they're completely blown apart, and all of a sudden it's like they have this epiphany of so much more available, and at first they look so confused.
Yeah.
But it's because all of a sudden they have clarity, and it's almost like they have a completely new perspective. And a really good example of this was when about 2 or 3 years ago at the Evolve Festival, you did a class and people went there and they came away like completely different people, and you walked back to the area that we were, and it was almost like you had these followers of people, because all of a sudden there was something that had been created, a huge space had opened up for them. They had no idea what was going on, but they knew they wanted more, and they all followed you back, and they all wrote their names down for a session, and these people were just like, give me more, give me more, give me more. But by opening up that space, there was a real a real knowing of choice for them in that moment.
Yeah.
And so by opening up different spaces, people are able to access a lot more of them straight away. And that choice, the ability to choose and the willingness to choose opens up.
It comes to willingness too.
Yeah. Definitely.
That was an amazing day. And there were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg, you're not a walking, talking choice of possibilities, are you?
No. Absolutely not. No. Sorry. I might be the invitation to it, but I'm not the box that holds it all.
Oh my God, and whatever that just brought up for me.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. I'm not the box anymore. You gotta say that again. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. We hold our own choices. I mean, it's like being a healer. That's bullshit. Don't heal anybody. You heal yourself. And the alchemy is about showing you that you can be the invitation for people to let go and heal themselves too. Or you can let go and heal yourself, but it's your choice, nobody else's. And, it's choice. Everything comes back to this fucking word choice.
Well, what if allowance for choice is exactly what alchemizes things? Cool. That's neat.
Absolutely. You have to be an allowance of you. Allowance of your old choices. Not judging your ass off because you fucked up when you were 15 and looking back
well, how
at
about
it
just 6 months ago? Can I judge myself
Doesn't matter.
for that?
It's still the past. So it's all of that. And it's like, we learn from every choice we make. Well, if we don't, we make it again and again until we call it a mistake. But it's like, in the first class we had a lady who had long-term chronic back pain. And we were talking to her, and she's there, and we said, well, what is it you created? What is it you're not wanting to let go of? What is it you're not wanting to see? And are you willing to let that go? And she said, it can't be that easy. And this lady had been getting a lot of physiotherapy and treatment, and her therapist was in the room with us. And I looked at her, and you could see something melting. And I said, well, why not? What if you just let go and just acknowledge the stuff you're trying not to see and to be? Mm. And she stamped her feet, and she wanted to slap me, really. And was like, it can't be that easy. I said, well, how's your back? And she stopped. It can't be that easy. And her friend, who's the therapist, came over and checked the muscles. They were all relaxed. When we choose, when we're really willing to let go, the body changes. I got out of a wheelchair. I can talk again. Left hand works better than my right hand. Choice. Are you willing to do everything you require? I'm going to read you something, and then I'm going to let Gabi talk for a minute. This is Jed McKenna. Okay, crazy book. Does my head in. It's taken me 2 months to read that much of the book. This much.
My favorite book.
It's a great book. And he's talking to a young boy. He's only 18, and this boy is deciding that he wants to be more, not enlightened, but aware. And he says to Jed McKenna, and Jed McKenna's fictional, okay? He says, I want that. And this is what the book says. If Curtis really wants this, it will really occur. But the kind of wanting required is the kind that starts in the mind and moves to the heart and then reaches out from the center. It takes time, and it can be as much as a pull toward one thing as a push from another. Okay? So first you have to choose it cognitively up here. Then you have to take it to here and get your body to feel that choice, and then allow that body then to radiate that choice out as though it's already happened. So that you're already receiving it, so you already have it in your world. And when you do that, guess what happens? fucking miracles.
Yeah, and we all learned that it's not okay to really desire something. We have to be modest, and we have to be satisfied and content with what we've got. So, like, they didn't teach us to really, really desire big things, so we don't do it. But it's allowed. I mean, I think we're here to just be and do that. Desire more and more and more. This is why we came here. Why else should we be here? Just to be here and be the same as everybody else and as our ancestors were? So
no, it's too freaking cold walking around the future.
So, but this is also something we talk about in class, to encourage people to really get to know what they want and then go for it, no matter what it is. No judgment about the wishes and desires. It's just what's your personal wish, what's your personal desire. And what helps me is really being aware of that there's only this moment now. Nothing else exists. So the past is just a memory, our memory. The past changes when our memories change. It's only relevant what we remember. So if we would remember different things, the past would have been different, right? So it's nothing else than a memory. If you woke up tomorrow and you would have lost your memory of the past, there would not be any past, right? So it's easy to let go of the past if you are aware of that. And the future is just your thoughts, your projections, your expectations, your fears. This is how you create your future. And if you know that, this is the only moment now. There is nothing else. If you know that, why don't you create a future that's bright instead of creating a dark future, which is based on all your fears that are based on your memories of the past?
Yeah.
I should write that down. That was good.
That was very good, and it invited my cat to join us. So you're not a body healing facilitator, are you?
No.
He's purring up a storm.
Cool.
Thank you.
So this is what choice is about.
Yeah.
Are you willing to choose for you? Are you willing to actually put yourself on the list, even move yourself towards the top of the list? Because most of us, when we choose, we're choosing for everybody else but us. I mean, I spent most of my life doing that shit, and all it was doing was killing me. And, it's like, I know that when I started choosing for me, and sometimes it hurt the people around me a little bit, it hurt their feelings, but afterwards they started to thrive more because they were no longer stuck with this guy who was feeling impoverished or trapped. And they didn't feel trapped either. They were able to let go.
Wow.
So, what else is possible? Everything. You just have to choose it. I mean, as a married boy, you're not allowed to be better than your parents. Well, fuck that shit.
I just remember that my last choice that I made for me resulted in the death of somebody I loved.
They chose it.
Exactly. But I felt like the trigger of it,
Cool. Keep judging yourself for it, honey, because...
No. Stop that. I don't judge myself anymore for anything.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. How many times do we hold on to this stuff?
Wow.
And then after a while, our minds fuck us over and make us wrong and make us wrong and make us wrong.
Right.
I've watched dear friends choose to die. Mm-hmm. One lady, her family messaged me, can you please come and visit? She's calling. Mm. So I went to see her. She had spent the last 3 or 4 weeks in the fetus position in her bed. Her husband would have to pick her up, take her to the toilet, put her back to bed. She was incoherent.
That's awful.
Anyway, I got there. Within 2 hours, her and I are having a conversation, and she's sitting up in bed. I stayed there for 3 days. On the second day, she actually got up and showed me how to open a window. On the third day, she pulled her family in one by one and talked to them about her choices. I left. The next day, she was back in the fetus position, in bed, dying. Don't tell me it's not a choice.
Mm.
You know, but it's like when you're willing to just, this is it. It's being an allowance of other people's choices as well as your own choices. This is about choosing. Nothing's right, nothing's wrong. It's just a choice. We're infinite beings. We keep coming back to the playground to try another ride. It's like we're in Disneyland. Today we're on the roller coaster. Tomorrow we'll come back and we'll get in the wave pool. Or we might even go to the Rocky Horror Show or something stupid. What the hell? We forget we're infinite beings. Why Taha talk about this? We created the universe. They teach us that we are the universe. If you stop and really feel and listen to your knowing, you know that's true. If you get past all the mindfuck of everything else we've been taught in this reality. Who am I? I'm still discovering who I am. Who are you? It's a fun journey to find out. But you have to choose it.
And keep choosing, and keep choosing, and keep choosing.
Every day.
Because I often think people say, well, I made a choice.
Yeah.
And then they stop. And it's like, well, what if you can just
to see what my choice created?
Yeah. And people make themselves wrong. And they think, I made that choice and it didn't work out. And so they think, oh, I'm not going to choose again. Or everything I choose doesn't work out for me. And it's like, well, what if you could just keep choosing and keep asking what's actually going to create what you would like to have?
But when people act like that, they don't know who they are, right?
Yeah.
Because if you know who you are, then you know you have the power to create everything. You have to know that first, and then you can create, like, and choose, and this and that. But I think the prereq is that you really know who you are. If you think you're a victim, if you think you're helpless, you're powerless, then it gets hard. Because then there's this whole big reality around you that affects you and the other people and the universe and God, and everyone is there and does stuff, and you're just the effect of it. So if you feel like that, you have no idea who you are.
I'm still learning who I am.
Having been there recently, not knowing who I was, and then all of a sudden having more of me than I've ever had. It's kind of like when Gary says you get it when you get it. It's sometimes I think people are not yet there to get it, if you know what I mean. Like the choice can't be received as a choice because they can't even see it as a possibility.
That's what the classes are about.
That's sweet. So where and when is this class?
We're not telling. It's a secret.
Oh, no.
It's by invitation only. You have to be special to be invited.
Okay, well then I'm getting off the speaker thing because obviously I'm not special at all.
Talk to
it's
Louisa.
5 minutes that way.
Yeah, talk to Louisa and Gwen, and it's near Marco and Nelson.
I know that's in February and that we have the most beautiful venue, a wonderful house at the beach with lots of space for everyone who is coming to class. So it's the house of a friend of us. It's so beautiful. You have to look at the pictures. So alone that would be for me like, oh yeah, I'm going there no matter what happens.
And we have two really cool hosts.
It's just a house.
Yeah.
It's not just a house.
Isn't just a house. This is set on a place called Kina Peninsula, between Nelson and Motueka and the Abel Tasman, right by the Abel Tasman National Park. And it's set up on a lovely, big, beautiful, big hill, and it looks right over the big Tasman Bay. And the energy of the land here is quite something. It's pretty special when you tap into it, but there's not just one. There's quite a lot of different energies here.
Yeah.
And the venue, the facilities, everything is just absolutely beautiful. So don't come. It won't be fun.
It's too bad I can't bring my buddy Descartes because he definitely wants to go.
What else is possible?
Easier with dogs. Yeah. So, and we chose for the second day of class, we chose to talk about money and relationships, because in this reality you need money, and it's so much nicer when you have a relationship that works. So we just chose to talk about that, and because we want to inspire people to really look at their desires, also when the desire is money or the desire is a wonderful relationship, and really be brave enough to ask for more than you ever think could be possible for you. Yeah.
And then receive it.
Yeah, that would be
because
good.
I've certainly asked, but I'm not sure I'm quite in the place of receiving it yet. So
Yeah.
perhaps this class is the gift I was looking for. Thank you.
So recently I'm talking a lot about imagination, because this is how I create. I imagine things. Yeah. And I really would like to share my experiences with imagination with you, because it's so freaking easy. When you look at your life, look at everything that you have and think about it. Didn't you have imagined it before somehow? Most of the time you have forgotten what you have imagined, but if you use that consciously, it's amazing. Yeah. So for me, imagination is the only reality. So we will talk about that too.
I just put the link in if
cool.
you want to see what the venue is and the classes are in Nelson. So have a look at it. And but yeah, it's all of that. I mean, I watch Gabi create all the time. At first she sees it in her mind, and then boom, it's there. So what else is possible? Everything.
Yeah, and what you said, Joey, you have to receive it, because I was asking for a partner who would be a contribution for me, and then I went to Costa Rica from Austria and met this guy from New Zealand, like opposite sides of the world, and yeah, I had to receive that too, because usually I would have said, no, that's not possible. That's not possible. How come together? Like, no, it's not possible. Yeah, but if you say, yeah, this is possible, it works.
Well, no wonder I was dealing with those distractor implants of doubt last week.
Yeah.
They're all around, especially like this area that I'm living in. Everyone's so doubtful. They're like, I call them pretend Catholics. I'm like, do people believe in God or not? Yes. But I'm energetically getting that they really don't. And I was like, wow, you're a fake Catholic. And they're looking at me like, what?
No, they're true Catholics. They're true Catholics.
Well, depending on how you look at it, I suppose.
Yep,
That's really
absolutely.
Funny.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they wrote a book called I Grew Up Catholic or something like that. You grow up Catholic when you're completely fine for the rest of your life.
So, but also that is just a memory. The past is just a memory.
Yeah.
You can choose something else every day.
Yep. Cool. Any questions, any thoughts, feelings, emotion? Hi, Carolyn.
What's our next Zoom on?
Huh?
What's our next Zoom on? We have another Zoom coming up on the 6th of January.
Yeah. It's on how did you survive Christmas.
No. That's easy.
It's actually on the class and on what we're talking about in the classes. Alchemy, the body, and the mind.
As soon as you mentioned it, I sneezed, so I don't think it's a potent class at all.
No, it won't be. It's going to be absolutely boring. But it's
boring and no fun, and not worth it.
shit. No, I mean I'm coming to it. It's gonna be boring as. But yeah, it's about that. And then we've got 5 of them coming, so it's gonna be. This is just fun, but it's like.
Yeah, and it's early for us, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Appreciate.
Yep. Morgan keeps coming in asking Gabi to go for a walk, and So thank you all. Thank you, Gwen and Louisa, for being such amazing hosts. And
yeah. So
there we go. Got you back. Thank you. And we look forward to speaking to you again in just over, is it 2 weeks or a week away?
Weeks.
My brain's fried with all of the Christmas things happening.
It's in the new year already, so it's like.
Yeah. So we're in this. So it's about 2 weeks away. We get to speak to you again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
We look really forward to it.
And we actually had a few German speakers listening in today, so that's cool. Yeah. And one from Hungary. So.
Wow, what would it take for them to join us here in New Zealand?
Yeah.
I all want to. I know so many people that are saving up money, but it seems for so many people just too much money.
Oh, what else is possible?
Yeah, what else is possible? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it can be the holiday of a lifetime for some. And wow, the snow's just got heavier.
Yeah. Now we're going with the dogs.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Be peaceful and well. Bye. Pomare.
Pomare.